Hi guys, I have a story to tell today. I experienced something unique this week. I went on a family reunion with my family, of course, on my mom's side, Peabody's side, and we had a very good time. It was a great time. I learned a lot about myself and my family, got to know a little bit more about everyone else and what was going on with their lives. We went and did a lot of fun stuff. But the interesting thing that I wanted to share with you today was how I acted in this situation, because I'm always interested in group settings and how not only how I respond in a group setting but how other people respond. I'm a very big observer, and I've shared recently a concept that I call the 5 roles we play in group settings. I'll review them real fast. So we have the organizer, the speaker, the wingman, the wallflower, and the loner. These are the 5 roles we play in any group setting, or one of the 5. Sometimes an organizer and speaker, someone who's really good at what they do, they can be an organizer and speaker at the same time and kind of bring people together, entertain them, you know. Yeah. I've always been the wallflower in my family. When I went to the family reunion, there were positions of a good group that weren't being filled. For example, when we didn't have activities going on like going hiking or swimming in a lake or anything in that matter, we were just sitting at home. There was a few people who tried to initiate games that we all got together and played, and some were successful and some weren't so successful. It caught my attention that we really could have used someone with some great skills in organizing and speaking. Only someone who just loves to talk. They love being a center of attention, and because of that, they tend to gather people around them. And we have a few people in the family reunion and the family that do that. Not very strongly, though. I thought to myself, we could really use an organizer and speaker right now, someone to kind of pull people together and play some games. And I was like, oh well. It's like, I come back from the trip and realize, I could have done that. The reason why I didn't at the time in my mind, I was thinking, I just don't naturally do that in this group. It would not come naturally to me. It would be awkward. People don't expect that from me. They don't expect me to pull everyone together and play games and talk really loud or get the attention of people and just kind of be entertaining. I'm not that type of person around my extended family. Around personal family, yes, like my parents and siblings, yes, I tend to be a social butterfly. Anyway, I noticed 2 things. One, I naturally like to be the wallflower in this type of group. And even though I saw a need for someone to take up the role of an organizer speaker to entertain people, bring them together, and get them to talk and enjoy each other's company, I I didn't do it. I didn't take up that role because I felt like I couldn't do it. That feeling came from the fact that I've always been a wallflower in the group setting of family reunions, and people expect that from me as well. So if I changed my role quite dramatically like that, people at first react oddly about it. They're like, what's going on? Like, I've done that before, where someone who's really awkward and shy trying to put together a party, I'm like, well, I know this kid is really awkward and shy and he's trying to get people together to hang out. Like, he's probably going to just bring together other people who are awkward and shy, and I don't want to be around that. So it's like, I might show up, and I don't. So it's hard. The only thing you can, how do I overcome that? Now that I look back on it, I know what I could have done. Now that I've reflected on the moment, I would reach out to the people who do see me as that role, for first off, and get them involved. Like one of the things I could have done was get them to play a board game. In fact, one of my cousins, her name was, it was Katie or Kelsey. Anyway, they wanted to play a card game called Bonanza, and they came around and said, "Hey, do you want to play Bonanza?" And I was like, "Yeah, count me in." I heard at least 2 other people say yes. I come to the table and no one's playing Bonanza, but there was someone there having a conversation. And it kind of like fizzled out. It was there, but then it was not. It was really weird. In that moment, I could have taken the role of laying out the cards, putting like making 4 different decks, and then as people walked by, I was like, "Hey, we're playing Bonanza. You got to join this. You'll enjoy this. Have you ever played Bonanza before?" And they're like, "Oh, no. Oh, great. Let me explain it to you." I mean, they don't really have anything else to do. That's why we're at the reunion, is so we don't have anything else to do but to hang out with each other, right? Start talking to them about Bonanza and how fun Bonanza is, and this is how you play Bonanza. And then as someone else walks by, I was like, "Hey, you, Andrew, you got to come play Bonanza. I know you've played this one before." It's like, "Oh, you don't remember the rules? That's okay. I'm explaining right now." And then just start talking about Bonanza. And as I talk, then other people over here, because there's multiple people in the kitchen slash front room, they'll hear me all excited about it and like expressing my joy of this thing. And that would gather attention because they're bored. They don't have much well, there's a few moments like this. I mean, this wasn't the entire time. It was actually a really great reunion. There were just a few moments where it's just like bored, but that's normal. Yeah, just like gathering that enthusiasm inside me about this game that we're about to play, and then inviting people to join as I call out their name, and slowly and surely they would gather and we would play Bonanza. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that I could have done this. Now, I just didn't realize it. I didn't think it through like that. In my mind, I was thinking, well, I really don't do this type of thing in this group, so I'm going to wait until someone else initiates something fun to do, and while I wait, I'm going to play on my phone. Yeah, that was my thoughts. Next time, though, I'm going to do better. Now that I've realized we all fall, especially me at least, I fall in different roles according to different groups. And if I see a need now of this group need someone to take up this type of role, I hopefully jog my memory because of this moment and go, wait, I can do that. I can take up this role because not only am I helping these people enjoy life better, which is something that I love to do, and that does come naturally to me, and as long as I stay focused on that instead of being self-conscious about I'm doing this wrong, as long as I'm staying focused on what I'm giving them and bringing value, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And so will you. So if you ever feel like there's this role that you're a part of this group and the group's missing something, like, hey, there could be multiple people trying to talk, and you're one of those people talking all the time, and you realize, oh, we need more people to listen. So I'm going to sit back and relax and enjoy the moment like a wallflower does and support the speaker. Or maybe the speaker needs a wingman, someone who's talking, trying to get the conversation going, but they have no one to kind of help them keep the conversation going. And they're like, I can take up that role. I can be the person that keeps this person talking. Because that's the part of the wingman. The wingman is there to support the speaker, to keep them talking, and to make sure that they're having a good time, which means that everyone else, the wallflowers of the group, are having a good time too, because they're being entertained by the speaker. Or an organizer, like you realize that people are just hanging around, just waiting for something to happen, then you're like, I need to be an organizer. I need to find something to do that everyone will enjoy, and we're going to do this, and we're going to have a great time. You know, things like that. That's my lesson learned this week. End story. It was great. It was fun. When were you a part of a group and you wanted to be something different? When did you realize someone needed to do something? And did you do something? Or did you sit back and wait? And why? What was the thoughts that were going through your mind? What actions could you take now, learning and knowing these things that would improve not only your life, but the life of those around you? Leave your comments below, and I will read them and respond to them. You guys are awesome. Cheers.